You're never going to troll me. This is New Cokes 2024, you dumb fuckers. I'm going to research again tonight. Be careful. Alright, so this is, let's make sure the audio is coming through. On this channel, I talk a lot about times that composites don't match. And I think that hitting that issue head on is probably more advantageous to a lot of folks in the true crime communities. Because what ends up happening is videos like what I'm about to do sway their thinking, and then they go, well, some of these composites are quite accurate. And then what happens is then the offender doesn't look like the composite sketch, and then they're like, but New Coke said that he would. And so, just to tackle the issue head on, let's say from the start, most composite sketches are not going to be the most fruitful avenue of investigation for you in determining the identity of an unidentified person. And the reason is that although a lot of times they do hit the mark, which is what you're going to see today, you can't really rely on that. And until you know who the person is, you have no way of knowing at all how close that composite is. And as many times as composites fail, which is the majority of times, I think, you have to be very careful. Oh, does he look like the sketch? It's like, does it matter? But today, you're going to see times where the composite's good. And in fact, the first one I'm going to show you, it's first going to require a little bit of backstory, but it was actually made by me. My wife had watched a show, knew a character that I had never seen before in my life, and then she began to describe him. And with her description, I was doing the thing with the pencil and the paper, and of course, we both crafted this composite, but I was holding the pencil, and I had never seen this person before in my life until after we did the composite. So she knows what he looks like. I don't know what he looks like. I'm drawing the sketch. And surprisingly, oops, it's a pretty good composite. And the reason it surprises me is just because I'd never seen this guy. So I had no frame of reference of what I was drawing, who I was drawing, except for the description that she was giving me of this person. So this is the first example of a time that a composite is pretty close to the guy, and I think he would probably be identified on this one. The eyes are a little too big. There's a little bit too much of a gap between the nose and the mouth. Face is a little rounder in the composite. But generally speaking, he might get ID'd on that. So we'll close this one. We'll move on to the baseline killer. This guy was drawn by, I don't remember the artist's name, but he did an interview on some channel. Probably just look up police composite artist baseline killer on YouTube, and you can find the interview with the guy that did this sketch, and he talks about how he creates composites. So this is the famous baseline killer composite that guy drew, and then this is the actual guy. So pretty good. The eyes are spaced far apart, big, broad nose, very good distance from the nose to the mouth. He actually even has the age lines in the perfect spot going from the nose to the mouth. He has the mustache. Of course, the guy's wearing the famous Boonie cover, and as a result of that, you can't see his hairline. But he presumably got a haircut as soon as this composite was released because he was probably terrified at how close it looks to him. Right? So if you're in a localized little area, you might ID that guy based on that. Okay, moving on. This is a good one. Can't talk all of this stuff without throwing in my personal pet cases of research, and here's the East Area Rapist composite from, I believe, 1977 or 1976. It's pretty early into the Iran spree. They take information, pieces of information from numerous witnesses across numerous crime scenes, and they pieced together this composite. Basically, it's sourced from different attacks, different places, different times, and they pieced together this this famous one that's referred to as the Surfer Dude. And then, of course, Joe D'Angelo on the left. And I know that the composite looks a little more cartoony, but let's look at the areas that they actually described here, and you'll very quickly see this is a decent composite sketch. Look at the size of the forehead. So we're lining up basically eyes to eyes right now. And I know that Joe D'Angelo is rotated, because whoever did this didn't know how to freeform rotate photos. But the eyes are about the right distance apart. Maybe the eyebrows curve too much in Surfer Dude, but that's okay. That's kind of more a matter of facial expression. Now look at the nose, and then we come down. Now the nose on Surfer Dude just goes a hair too far, but they did capture the deep eye socket area on Surfer Dude, and they did capture the distance between the nose and the mouth. So this is a decent rendition of Joe D'Angelo here. And it's, remember how it was sourced, so it's very well done. A little bit cartoony, but okay, we could turn that visibility off. Now let's go to the window capture. This is where the shit gets real. On the Daily Mail, so hopefully as I scroll you guys will reflect that. This sketch of Dana Wilson accused of kidnapping a newborn baby in 1995 is a close match. I totally agree. Of course, the woman in the composite looks a little too like mature and too adult, and then the offender on the right looks more childlike or younger in appearance. Lois Gibson drew this image of rapist Donald Eugene Dutton after he escaped from prison in '91. I mean, guys, here's the real problem that I have with this, though. So if he's escaped from prison, hasn't he been photographed? Why doesn't she just trace the photo? What's the point of even having her doing a composite? Because you could just show the photo. You know, this is the guy that broke out of the jail. So I'm not sure what's going on there. This sketch helped convict Brenda Lee Blake of robbery in '93. I mean, it's okay. This guy turned himself in after the sketch came out. What an idiot. What are you guys seeing on your screen right now? Look at this. The likeness of Charles Rayford was so good that he turned himself in after it was released. What a dumb, fucking idiot. Nowhere to hide. A chance encounter with Naim Rodriguez gave a witness enough information to help Miss Gibson craft this lifelike drawing of him. It's not bad. The eyes are, again, too big. So this lady has that going on a lot. This doesn't really even look like this guy at all. I don't think that this guy would be identified. Francisco Cardenas. I mean, maybe. Of course, after that whole breaking out of prison thing, it's like, is this lady drawing photos or something? Anyway, so that doesn't look like that guy at all. That's why those are the last ones in the article, because they don't really look that much like him at all. I thought that it was going to be better, and then I started really breaking it down for the video. I was like, maybe no good. So again, anyway, this is just those times where it just happens to be accurate. And I remembered that I'm not live, so all I have to do is stop recording and upload and put in Mysteries of Mr. Ball 3.